A major performing arts center in Valco's future entertainment district, capable of hosting a diverse 7-day-a-week program of cultural events, art shows, music, dance, and theater productions, as well as children's and school performances. Building a new city hall and emergency response center right here in the place of the current outdated facility. A long-term home for the Fremont Union Adult School, and a new student innovation center, both at Valco, in addition to a multi-million-dollar gift to Cupertino Union. Major investments into transportation infrastructure and demand management, including a vehicular trip reduction requirement more stringent than that of Apple Park, and a community shuttle system to provide local alternatives, in addition to traffic mitigation measures not required by the SB 35 project, such as funds to widen freeway segments and interchanges, implement bikeway projects throughout Cupertino, and improve a dozen major local intersections along Stevens Creek, Lawrence Expressway, and Wolf Road, all to reduce vehicular trips and improve traffic flow. And of course, the additional 5% of BMR for a total of 20% of the residential component over and above the city's ordinance, to do as much as we can to balance all the objectives and address the housing shortage and meet the policy goals of many in our housing advocacy community. Although we estimate this is a $130 million transportation package, plus altogether we estimate this is a $130 million transportation package in addition to $140 million in civic and community benefits. Now, there are measures in place to ensure that all the parties are accountable. Furthermore, the development agreement requires the city to automatically return about $10 million of the transportation benefit funds if this specific plan or any of the future approvals required under it meets with the same kind of litigation or ballot box challenge we've seen in Cupertino these last few years. Such challenges only have the effect of slowing the process and adding significant cost due to delays and extra expenses. We also want to be clear that we will continue to move forward with our SB 35 project, and will do so until this specific plan, if approved, and all of its subsequent approvals survive those challenges all the way through the permitting process. From what we've seen, the city's draft specific plan is a step in the right direction, and we are hopeful. But to be clear, it's on the razor's edge of viability. I caution this commission against burdening it with additional requirements, whether extra community benefits, any more rigorous design standards, or otherwise. The specific plan is not a no-brainer for us. Each scenario, whether the specific plan or SB 35, has certain advantages. To be very candid, at the moment, it's a coin flip. After the plan is approved, we will start the process of studying our options, but we do want you to know that all things being equal, our strong preference is to pursue the plan that has the broadest community buy-in. Whichever the case may be, we are ecstatic that Valco is finally going to be revitalized in a multi-billion-dollar remake that will benefit this community for years to come. As a final note, we greatly appreciate the collaboration we've seen from much of this community in the process and earlier projects, and the trust that the city leaders have put in us to deliver this remarkable town center and the important envisioned city projects. We hope that the success of our Main Street Cupertino project is viewed as a great example of what this kind of collaborative effort can produce. Well, we know you have a lot of members from the community here tonight you want to hear from. We want to hear from them as well. We appreciate your time, look forward to the discussion, and we just ask that if there's any point where issues are raised later this evening that we feel we could inform with a response, that we just might be allowed to do so at that time.
Thank you, Mr. Moulds. You know, also, I just want to say I really appreciate how you and your firm have engaged with the city in this process. It's been a long one, I know.
Thanks for saying so.
Do we have questions from